Hi everybody, it's Coach Craig from Panthro Fitness, and today I'm going to take you through the Panthro Fitness Warm-Up. So something that we do every day at Panthro Fitness, and it's also something you might want to do at home just to practice. So let's get going. First part of our warm-up is going to be the jog, sprint, 5 laps, or you could also do 2 or 3 minutes of jump rope. But if you're starting with the sprints, you want them to be progressive in speed, kind of starting with a nice loose jog, and you want to end more towards a nice fast sprint. The next part of our warm-up is Frankenstein Kicks. We're going to do 1 lap down and back. Next part of the warm-up is going to be an over-under drill that serves as a hip opener. So you want to imagine that you have a bar that's about waist height. First step is going to be over with both legs. Then I'm going to squat down underneath, keep my head and chest up, and that will definitely warm your hips up pretty good. So first thing we're going to do is go over the bar. So I go over with the first foot, make sure I don't drag the second foot. Then I'm going to go down low. Underneath, keep my head and chest up. I'm going to come up and I'm going to take another step over the bar, down low, under the bar. Take 2 or 3 steps underneath. I like to drag my fingers on the ground and just make sure that I'm getting nice and low. Third step, up over the bar. We're going to go down low, under the bar. I'm going to come back up and then work it in the opposite direction. Making sure that we pick this back leg up over the bar, but don't come through that imaginary bar. Looks silly, but it's a great hip opener. Next part of the warm-up is 20 bodyweight squats. So you can keep your head up, chest up. Take the squat as deep as you can, keeping your knees behind your toes. Weight stays on your heels. Gonna inhale on the way down, exhale as soon as you change directions on the way up. Next thing we want to do for warm-up is to loosen up the shoulders, so we're gonna do arm circles. Nice big circles, reaching the whole time for the walls and the ceiling. I'm gonna do 10 where I go backwards, and then I'm gonna do 10 in the opposite direction forward. But the whole time, I'm really going slow. I'm really reaching for the walls and ceiling, really trying to get those shoulder joints just warmed up and ready for action. Next part of our warm-up is going to be 10 push-ups. Going to come up off of your toes. You're going to keep your elbows in tight to the body. Chest goes down to the ground. Going to inhale as we approach the ground. As soon as you change direction, you're going to exhale. Rachel's got a nice strong push-up, so you're able to keep her elbows in. We could also do a modified version of the push-up if this is too difficult. Going to come down to your knees, going to pull your hips into the ground just a little bit so that you create a straight line from your knees to your shoulder. And again, chest goes the whole way to the ground and back up. Elbows always tight into the sides. If this is still too difficult, you can modify it again by slightly widening your hands and taking your elbows a little bit out to the side. Now we're ready for the more dynamic part of our warm-up. We're going to do 10 burpees. So burpee is an explosive movement. I'm going to approach the ground, keeping my knees inside of my hands. I'm going to shoot my legs straight back. My legs come back in and I jump as high as I can for the ceiling. It's important that on my landing, I'm going to cave right into my next rep. So I'm not going to land and shock my hips. I'm going to land and follow through. So I'm going to do a few on this angle, and I'm also going to turn to the side and do a few from the side angle. It's very important to watch the body mechanics on this move. So a lot of people like to start with a jump up, down, leg straight back. Now just a couple from the side. Down, leg straight back, in and up. Again, I'm not landing and shocking. I'm landing and continuing through. Next part of the warm-up is going to be 20 seal jacks. So just like a jumping jack, except the arms go forward and back instead of over the head. This is going to open up your chest a little bit and your back muscles as well. The last part of our warm-up, we're going to do 5 lunges on each side. So again, it's important to kind of scoot your hips back, keep your weight back on your heels. Your goal is to get the top part of the thigh parallel with the ground. May not be able to do that starting out, but just so you know, that's kind of what you're shooting for. And I'm going to alternate sides. I'm going to go from the left over to the right. So start left, scoot the hips out. I'm going to pivot off the heels. Head and chest stay up.